Birmingham police are at the scene of Huffman High School after reports of shots being fired. Hello, I'm Jim Dunaway.
I'm Sherry Jackson. We know right now that the system worked. Police encountered a shooter within moments. We have live team coverage of what happened and how parents reacted. We begin with WIAT 42 News reporter Stefan Dingle.
Hey Sherry, good evening. Just an hour or so earlier, it was a chaotic scene here at Huffman High School. I'm going to take a step out of the way. It's much calmer now. Investigators are now still canvassing the scene. According to police, a student was involved in a fight and called a family member who pulled up here to school grounds and recklessly opened fire here on campus. That's when police here at the school engaged in gunfire with the 19-year-old suspect who they say is in custody. Now, the great news here is that no one was seriously injured. One police officer was grazed by a bullet and suffered from minor injuries. That suspect was not hit at all, but Lieutenant Edwards describes those very scary moments.
So we know that as our officer engaged him in fire, the suspect, I believe, began to run, and so our officers made a decision to chase after him and tackle him and literally make an arrest. It was a great thing to have Birmingham police officers at this school. I would tell you that lives were saved today.
Now, lots of high praise for the Birmingham police today and those school resource officers and officials who had this school secure for about an hour as they were able to de-escalate a situation that could have turned out to be deadly. Now, Lieutenant Sean Edwards and Councilwoman LaShonda Scales wanted to assure parents it's okay to send your kids to school tomorrow. Lieutenant Edwards said based on what he's seen here thus far, there's no indication that things will be in disarray and that business will go on as usual. There's a lot more developing in this case. Live in Center Point, Stefan Dingle, CBS 42 News.
Good to hear them reassuring parents, because you have to imagine the fear that went out when parents started hearing about this on social media. Our WIAT 42 Facebook Live showed frantic parents arriving there on the scene.
Many of them really not knowing what to expect. CBS 42 News reporter Matt Fernandez continuing our live team coverage at Huffman. Matt?
Yeah, lots of parents were concerned as they were outside waiting to hear what happened as their children were inside the school on lockdown. Now, some of the parents I talked to said they didn't know what was going on. Some eagerly waited outside the school, and parents were finally relieved when their children were released.
Kind of mass communication where they can at least inform the parents either via email or text message that something is happening, something is going on with the school, so you can at least be aware.
Tell me that's kind of like the last thing on your mind, though it is a priority. It's a valid priority. But at the time, the safety of all the students is a priority. And that's what I saw when I first came up. Everybody was, at a standstill like, hey, we got to look out for these students.
And coming up at 6 o'clock, we will have much more reaction. Reporting live at Huffman High School, Matt Fernandez, CBS 42 News.